It was supposed to be just a silly sleepover, dare something to laugh about in the morning. But when 13-year-old Mia and her two best friends, Rhea and Zara, stood in front of the bathroom mirror chanting Bloody Mary 3 times, something responded. The lights flickered. A cold gust swept through the room. But what scared them most was the reflection that didn't match their movements. That night, their game turned into a waking nightmare. They tried to laugh it off, blaming the flickering bulb and nerves, but Mia couldn't sleep. In the corner of her room, shadows shifted unnaturally. Her phone camera turned on by itself. Whispers echoed from the mirror on her wall, whispers that knew her name. Each of them started experiencing strange things. Reflections that smiled when they didn't, voices that mimicked their thoughts, and mirrors that dripped with crimson stains. This wasn't just urban legend. They'd awakened something ancient and vengeful, something that didn't care if they believed in her or not. Bloody Mary wasn't just a game. She was real, and she was watching. In this disturbing horror animation, we uncover the terrifying truth behind a childhood ritual that should never have been taken lightly. Because once you call her name, she never forgets. This story blends suspense, fear, and folklore in a chilling tale that reminds us some legends exist for a reason, and sometimes the reflection staring back isn't yours at all. Stay close. It's about to get dark. The next morning, Mia barely recognized herself in the mirror. Her eyes were tired and red, like she hadn't slept at all, though she didn't remember waking once. As she washed her face, she noticed faint scratches on her neck, thin, like fingernail marks. She brushed it off as sleep marks, but deep down her gut told her it was something else. At school, Rhea seemed on edge too. She kept checking her reflection in her phone's black screen and flinched every time it caught her face. That afternoon, the three friends met in Mia's room. Zara was the only one trying to stay positive. It's just a game, she repeated. Urban legends. Bloody Mary isn't real. But her voice didn't carry much confidence. Mia pulled out her laptop and started researching. She found stories of them dating back generations. The same details. A mirror, a name spoken 3 times, and people going missing or losing their minds. One post caught her eye. It was written by a girl from a small town just a few years ago. The story sounded nearly identical to theirs, only it ended with her friend disappearing. The last thing they saw of her was a smear of blood on the mirror. Mia scrolled down, but the post cut off abruptly. No comments. No updates. The room fell quiet. Rhea whispered, "What if we didn't just play a game? What if we invited her in?" Outside the door, something creaked. None of them moved. The mirror behind them stayed perfectly still, but something inside it shifted. That night, Mia set up her phone camera to record while she slept. She needed proof, something to tell her she wasn't losing her mind. When she played the footage the next morning, her heart dropped. Around 3:12 a.m., the screen went black for 2 full minutes. Then a faint reflection appeared, not hers. A pale face with hollow eyes stared into the lens, before vanishing just as the light came back. She couldn't breathe. It wasn't a dream. At the same time, Rhea was having her own breakdown. Her younger brother had started talking to someone in the hallway mirror. When she asked him about it, he said, "She told me not to tell you. She said you're already hers." Rhea tried to laugh it off, but her hands trembled, and she couldn't stop locking every mirror in the house behind a blanket or towel. Zara, on the other hand, was unraveling in silence. She hadn't said much in the group chat for 2 days. When Mia and Rhea visited her, they found her room a mess, a mirror smashed, lights unscrewed, and Zara sitting in a corner humming to herself. When they asked what was wrong, she just said, "She doesn't like to be ignored. She gets angry." The girls were starting to drift apart, isolated by their own fear, yet bound by something much darker. The game had triggered something none of them understood, something watching them from every reflection, waiting, whispering, and the more they resisted, the closer it seemed to get. Mia couldn't take it anymore. She hadn't slept in 2 days. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw that pale face, that cold stare. Her phone kept glitching, recordings deleting themselves, her lock screen changing to a photo she never took. It was a blurry shot of her standing in front of the mirror. Only she wasn't alone. There was someone behind her, someone tall, shadowy, with bleeding eyes. Meanwhile, Rhea's little brother went missing. 1 second he was brushing his teeth, the next, the bathroom door slammed shut, and he was gone. No windows open, no signs of struggle, just a cracked mirror with handprints. On the inside, Rhea was hysterical. Her parents called the police, but no one believed the truth. They blamed stress, trauma, but Mia and Zara knew Bloody Mary had taken him. Zara had stopped speaking completely. She would just stare at the mirror in Mia's room, even though it was covered. One night, Mia woke up to find Zara standing in front of it, whispering something under her breath. Mia tried to pull her away, but Zara wouldn't move. Her eyes were rolled back, and her voice didn't sound like her own. "She's coming for the one who called her," Zara muttered. "You brought her here." Terrified, Mia realized that haunting wasn't random, it was personal. The mirrors were only a doorway. Mary was feeding off fear, growing stronger. And now, something was pulling them toward one final encounter. One last mirror. One last night, the night they planned to destroy the mirror. Everything went wrong. Mia had found an old forum post, buried deep in a paranormal thread. It wasn't just about chanting or summoning, there were rules. Bloody Mary wasn't bound by the mirror itself, but by the person who called her. Breaking the mirror wouldn't end it. It would only release her. Mia didn't tell Rhea or Zara right away. She wanted to believe they could still fix it, stop the nightmare before it went further. But the truth was already slipping out. As they stood in Mia's room, ready to smash the mirror once and for all, Zara's body froze mid-swing. Her hand trembled, the hammer clattering to the floor. Her mouth opened, but it wasn't her voice that came out. It was low, broken, like 100 whispers layered on top of each other. "You think this ends with glass?" it said. The mirror cracked on its own. Rhea screamed, and the room went ice cold. The walls seemed to pulse, and shadows gathered in the corners. But then something unexpected happened. Another reflection appeared, Mia's mother, only she had died in a car accident 2 years ago. Her image stood behind Mia in the glass, eyes pleading, hand reaching out. Mia staggered back. This wasn't just a curse, it was something older, deeper. The mirror wasn't a door, it was a trap. And Bloody Mary wasn't the only one inside. Something else had been waiting, watching. And now, the mirror wanted Mia to choose. Open the way, or be taken. Herself. Mia couldn't move. Her mother's reflection was still reaching out, lips moving soundlessly, eyes wide with warning. Behind her, the distorted figure of Bloody Mary began to emerge, slowly peeling away from the glass like wet paper coming loose. Rhea pulled Mia back, but the air had thickened. It felt like drowning on dry land. The mirror pulsed again, and Zara collapsed to her knees, eyes vacant, her body trembling. Suddenly Mia understood. Bloody Mary fed on grief, guilt, and fear. She had latched onto Mia's pain, her unresolved loss. But the image of her mother wasn't just bait, it was real. Or at least, what was left of her spirit. Trapped in the same nightmare, Mary ruled. Mia stepped forward, pressing her palm to the mirror. "If you want someone, take me," she whispered. "Let them go." The mirror shimmered, then cracked once, then again. Bloody Mary lunged. The room exploded in light and sound. Glass shattered everywhere. Rhea screamed. Zara let out a strangled gasp. And then silence. When Mia opened her eyes, the mirror was gone. Just a blackened frame and shards on the floor. Zara was breathing again, her eyes clearer. Rhea clutched Mia in shock, whispering, "She's gone. She's really gone." But as they turned to leave, Mia's phone buzzed. One new photo in her gallery, her mother's face smiling behind her. Bloody Mary, smiling too, because some doors never fully close. And some games, once started, are never really over. Days passed, and things slowly returned to normal, or as normal as they could. The nightmares stopped. Rhea's brother was found wandering near a park miles from home, confused but unharmed. He didn't remember anything. Zara's voice came back, and with it, her old self, though she still refused to look at her reflection. For too long, the mirror was gone, destroyed completely, and the frame burned in Mia's backyard. But that photo never disappeared from Mia's phone. No matter how many times she deleted it, it always returned, her mother's face with Bloody Mary behind her, watching. Mia tried to ignore it, to move on. She focused on school, spent more time with her dad, and avoided mirrors when she could. But deep inside, she knew something had changed. Bloody Mary wasn't just a ghost from a story. She was real, and calling her didn't just summon fear, it opened something much darker. Maybe not everyone who plays the game suffers, but those who carry grief, guilt, or pain, they're the ones she finds. Late one night, Mia stood in front of the bathroom mirror again. She didn't say the name. She didn't have to. She just stared at her reflection for a long moment, waiting. But nothing happened. No flicker, no whisper. Just her own face.